Welcome back then, you FM legends. We're back at it, and after back-to-back promotions, we're in the Football League with Rushall in just our third season. And the season preview, once again, is not looking in our favour. We're right at the bottom, 300 to 1 with Rushall to get relegated, come bottom of the league. But we've seen that twice before. We've been favourites to go down, and we've had back-to-back promotions. But this is the Football League. It might be a step too far for us, but let's see what I've done in terms of bringing in some new players to the club. Signing number 1 was Daniel Ayatunde. He is a striker and he's come from Arsenal's youth system. Signed on a free transfer very early doors. And our other new striker is Victor Musa, and he comes from Man United's under-18s. Again, on a free transfer. They are all free transfers. We can't really afford it otherwise. But he's on £500 a week. 18-year-old Louis Copley from Arsenal again. This is Reece Munro. He's also from Manchester United. Can play centre-back, but I do prefer him at right-back. Dan Casey, another attacking midfielder, also from Arsenal. Cameron Ismail, also from Arsenal. He's going to play left-back for us. This lad looks very, very good. Really pleased with this signing. £450 a week. We've got Carter Pinnington, who's a centre-back, come from Liverpool under-18s. Very, very good, this lad. He can definitely go up the leagues with us. Really pleased. But unfortunately, him and Ismail do have minimum free release clauses in the contracts. It's very, very low. It's like £88,000. Not something I could affect because they would not negotiate without that being in there. We also signed Will Sweet from Arsenal. It's a young 18-year-old centre-back who was only on £120. I just gambled on this lad. Looked like he had really high potential from my scouts. But he wanted to get that loan deal, so he's gone out on loan for 6 months to Brentwood. This is Charlie Stevens from Bournemouth under-18s. Very good player on £350. Definitely an upgrade, and he's going to sit in midfield for us in that roaming playmaker role. I did transfer list Ryan Wilson, but unfortunately couldn't get anyone to buy him. But he has gone on loan for Kings Lynn, and we're getting a couple of grand fee for him being out on loan. And Luigi Gaspar has gone to China. Very surprising. I don't know why they wanted him, but they did. He was absolutely garbage for us. He just didn't really do anything at all, and we've got no wage budget. Anyone who's not adding anything to the squad, regardless of how low their wage is, we need to move them on. So I transfer listed him, and Zhangzhou in China, however you pronounce that. Sadly, they're quite happy to pay 20 grand for him, so I was quite happily to get him to the airport. And for those of you interested, we have also gone back into the staffing market, tried to keep upgrading things. And yeah, we're just pushing on with that, getting the best we can in. It's not bad. We've got decent coaches here. And that's the best we can do at the moment. But we will always look to get the best in. So, the bookies are wrong again. We're top after 15 games. We've won 11 and we've lost 4. We've scored 48 goals and we've conceded 22. So we've got a very good goal difference already. And we've had some really good results. There's a list of our wins there. And as you can see, a massive 7-2 victory over Doncaster Rovers. And Cambridge also hammered by us 7-1. And our 4 losses have come. The only disappointing one really was Woking, because there weren't much cop. We were just absolutely garbage. We didn't turn up that day. We were awful. And we got beat 4-1. But 2-1 against Bradford City, 2-1 against Manfield, and a 3-2 loss against Salford. All very tight games. And our 2 new strikers are absolutely smashing them home. Ray Watmore just doesn't know what his level is, because he doesn't look like he should be even playing in Conference North. He just doesn't look good. Well, maybe not Conference North, maybe Conference National. But yeah, look at him. The lad's got 7 for finishing. He's not got much about him at all. Decent physicals and that's it. But he scores goals, does this lad. He's 18 years old and he's doing really well. Now, we did manage to bring in Luca Fletcher on loan from Manchester City to just add a little bit more to our strike force. Now, unfortunately, he just didn't kick it off at all. He was pretty poor when he first started, but he did start scoring goals. The disappointing thing was Man City were already fuming with me because I wasn't playing him often, and that was because he just wasn't scoring. And then he managed to start picking up, maybe as he got used to the tactic, but by then they'd already deemed they were going to recall him. So we lost him, he went back, and they sent him out on loan to Leyton Orient. And I also brought in Ted Kerr, thinking he would push for number 1 spot, but again, wasn't very good, didn't perform very well at all, so he never really got a chance, and West Brom were upset and recalled him. When Hesketh, who was on loan with us last year and scored 22 goals, he was on a free transfer, and I did notice him in pre-season, but he wanted too much money. By this point, he was more than happy to talk to us, so I thought I'd bring him in to see how he would get on in this division. We needed to bring in a backup goalkeeper, so I brought in Billy Terrell. He's come in on a free transfer. He's not the best, but for a backup and only on £250, more than happy with this one. And we brought in another loan signing, not having to contribute towards his wages. Musialowski came in on loan from Norwich just to give us a bit more depth to the squad and hopefully add a bit of quality. And in terms of outgoings, Tom Miles left the club. Millwall paid £40,000 for him. Oliver Sanderson wasn't playing for us at all, so he's gone on loan to Hampton and Richmond. Jamie Owen has gone for some first team football and he's gone to Dulwich Hamlet. And it was time for me to let Lee McCarthy go. He wasn't good enough for this level and he's gone to Guiseley on a free transfer. And we continue to prove those bookies wrong because we remain top of the league. We have won 23 games out of the 33. We have drawn 4 and lost 6. And by this point, we've scored 106 goals in this league already and conceded 43 with a goal difference of plus 63, and we're already on 73 points. I'm feeling pretty confident now. Promotion is definitely on the cards. I can't see us completely messing this up. We might not win the league, but we certainly will get promoted. We've continued all the way through January, only getting knocked out in the FA Cup by Bournemouth in a replay as we lost that one 3-1. But in the league, it's been crazy results. 5-2 against Solihull Moors, 4-1 against Grimsby, beating Woking 4-1, returning that on them who beat us earlier in the season, 4-2 against Burton, 3-0 against Lincoln, drawing 4-4 with Crewe, 4-2 against Accrington, 4-1 against Sutton, couple of draws here, and then a 3-1 win against Crawley. And it has just been a crazy season because we just score and score and score. There is no dull moment being a Rushall fan. So we do have 3 games left to play, but if we beat Mansfield in our next game, we are champions. We've done it. We will lift the trophy. And it's been crazy because this is now the 3rd season in a row where we have absolutely hammered the record for the most goals scored. 3 leagues in a row, all on the bounce, coming up as newly promoted teams, and we have broken the record for the most goals scored. 135 so far this season. And Ray Watmore is the man. He has scored 31 goals so far this season, and Daniel Ayatunde has joined him with a good contribution of 24. Cameron Ishmael is the best player in the league, coming in from left back, and shortly behind him is Watmore. Cameron Ishmael does have the most assists in the league at 18, and Louis Copley is also up there with 13. You can't see, but it's behind me, but once again we do have the most cautions in the league. Cameron Ishmael's picked up 17, Jake Hull's got 14, and Reece Monroe has also got 14. So it was our first time in the League Cup, and we started off really, really well. We beat Accrington Stanley 3-0. We then knocked out Grimsby after beating them 3-1. Then a tough tie against Cardiff, and it was a 4-4 draw, but we did win on penalties, sending us through for a big game against Tottenham away from home, and that did finish in a 4-2 victory, but it was a good performance from us. I was pleased. We stayed in it. And the FA Cup, I was pleased. We got to the 3rd round. We started off with a 2-2 draw with Gillingham, which sent us to the replay, and that ended in another 2-2 draw, but we won that on penalties again. We then played Chelmsford, and to be honest, we didn't play very well, as they're in like a lower division, but we beat them 4-3 in the end. We got the job done. We then had a home tie against Premier League Bournemouth, and we drew 2-2 with them, forcing the replay, but that sent us out as they were too strong for us at home and beat us 3-1. But in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, that wasn't good for us because we just had too many tough games. We had Bournemouth under-21s, which we won 4-1. But we had Millwall, who are League One, when they beat us 2-1, and Exeter, who are, I think, also League One. Yes, also League One, and they beat us 1-0. Wasn't bad, we were in those games, but we didn't manage to progress this time round. So let's get into that Mansfield game and get this trophy lifted. So here we are now. We get into this important game against Mansfield. We win this one and we lift the title. That will be our 3rd promotion in a row, and we are absolutely flying at Rushall. Ishmael then on this left-hand side. Gets the ball in the box early. Watmore's up. Gets out jumped. Pennington on the free kick. Hits the wall. And it's an easy one for the keeper to claim. Stevens to Copley. Back to Pennington. Switches it to right back. Munro now. Brings it forward. Inside to Casey. Casey pops it back off to Stevens, who will work it down this right hand side. Can he get the ball in the box? He can. It's a cross. Watmore hits the post. It's back in. And it's claimed by the keeper again. Don't know how Watmore's not scored there. Hull. Goes to the left back Ishmael. Pennington. Back to Ishmael. Casey. Clips it over the top. Hill's got it on this right hand side. Into the box. And there he is. Oyetunde. Just absolutely raided the under 18s of pretty much the top 3 teams or youth systems. We've got, players from Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, all coming in, and we've just given them a chance, and it's certainly paid off. Good save, Dewhurst. Corner now for Lewis. In it comes. Can we get up? Just wide of the post. Another corner for us, and Munro's going to take it. Clips it in. Casey's up, but gets right underneath that ball and heads it over the bar. Stevens pops it off to Hull. Munro, lovely football. Oh, Hill's lost it. Can we get back? Swan, good through ball. Maris is in. And it's a great save from Dewhurst. Lewis to take the corner. Dewhurst's out, claims that one as well. So not the most exciting first half, but we do find ourselves in the lead. Here's Hull, bringing it forward for us. Still going. That's the end of that highlight. Swan flicks it on. But falls to Munro. Hull. The big 6'6" man. Copley. Ishmael. Driving down this left-hand side. Got lots of assists this season. Can he get another one? Get it in the box. In it comes. Why on earth has Watmore not jumped for that? Not having his best game today. Bowler. Lewis. Maris is through. O'Monaghy. Out wide to Johnson. Johnson's going to take on Ishmael. Ishmael not tracking back at all. What's he doing? It's 1-1. He's got loads of pace, Ishmael. He burst past people, but at that point, he just didn't fancy the race. Jogging back. Ishmael on the corner for Rushall. It's fallen to Hill. He pops it off to Ishmael again. Back to Hill. Trying to find some space. Ishmael gets in the box and Oyetunde! Come on now! Oyetunde signed on a free transfer from Arsenal. Him and Watmore have been absolutely smashing the goals in for us this year. Both done really well. That's a great finish. The worst situation is Ishmael, the left back, and Pennington, the centre back, are probably our 2 best players. But in order for me to be able to get them and even negotiate... Go on, Oyetunde. He's a hat-trick. Get in there. Yeah, I was saying, in order for us to even get them to talk to us, to come to the club, they had to have a minimum fee, and it's not very big. It's like 88 grand on each player, and now there's half-decent League One teams want them. I've tried to negotiate a new contract, and due to the interest, no one's prepared to talk to me. So they're obviously planning on a move, so we're probably going to lose those 2, which will be disappointing. But it'll bring some money into the club. We've made a lot of money this year, just through doing really well in the cup competitions, gate receipts, because we share Walsall Stadium, so we just over the bar. So we get a decent crowd now. We get about 2,000-3,000 to a game, and our wage bill's like super low. And that's also when I would have wanted to really offer new contracts out a bit earlier. I couldn't until we got the budget for when we won promotion. I had no money to spend. Go on, Hill. Oh. You had no money to spend, had nothing to play with, couldn't offer people new contracts, just had to go with what we've got. So I would have liked to have got these release clauses removed from the lads, but just unable to do that. The only one who signed a new contract who I could speak to was Munro, the right back. He can also play centre back. He's pretty good, came from Man United. Flint clips it down the line. Ishmael's deciding he will run for this one and gets there first. Dewhurst into Hull. Finding the space now. Hill. Poor pass. Thomas wins it back for them. Kingdom into Maris. Johnson. O'Monaghy. Stop it. Well done, Hull. Get across to stop the cross coming in. Reed. Mansfield getting a bit of possession. Bowler. Into Lewis. And he puts it wide. Watmore has been an absolute hero all season, and for the live stream he decides I'm just going to play garbage. Victor Musa, also from the Man United youth team, is coming on. Lewis goes big, but the 6'6" beast at centre-back gets on it, and it's a great save again from Dewhurst. Let Jake Hull attack the ball. Can he get there again? No, Casey does. Great header. Pinnington, he's out. He's on the break. Here's our centre-back. He's going down this left-hand side. He puts a great ball in the box, but no one's there. But we pick up the second ball. Casey, Oyetunde, and his shot's well over the bar. Reed deflected for another corner. Lots of corners in this game for both teams. Lewis to deliver. Can we get there? The big man does. Hull's up. Ishmael heads it clear. Getting into the last 15 minutes now. Clock's just running down. Looks like we might have sealed this one. Got it over the line. Wasn't the most exciting game, but we have got ourselves the 3 goals with an Oyetunde hat-trick. The other thing as well is the amount of goals we scored in every division. We now hold the record in all of the 3 divisions we've played in of most goals ever scored. And this time it's really high. It's like I think it was like 132 or something. And we've beaten it. Musa! Victor Musa, you beauty. 4-1. Saying it wasn't the most exciting game, but there's been 5 goals. We've plenty of action. Just think we probably haven't had the best of the highlights to really showcase how good our football can be. But that was a good showcase there. Played right through them. Gets the shot off. Lovely free-flowing football. It's breaking through the lines and they can't deal with it. There's another goal. And yeah, we've got a couple of games to go after this. And we've already broken the record. So I'm really pleased to hold that as well. It's just the fact that the players we're using just aren't actually that good in terms of like they're on crap wages. That we've got maybe 1 or 2 that probably maybe more, maybe 3 or 4 that should be playing at this level. The rest of them are just performing well above the standard, and they're doing really well for us. And we just need to keep every year finding a couple of young... Oyetunde's in again. Oh, good save. Finding a couple of young lads, and now we're at the stage where we are, we're probably going to have to make some money on some of them. Sell them on. Oh, but I was saying before, with the money and that we've made from the gate receipts, At one point this season, we had £1 million in the bank, which is absolutely phenomenal for a club at this level. So I asked for them to improve the training ground again, which will be the second time they've done it for us, which should hopefully attract better players and obviously help us develop the players that we do have that are at the club. Obviously, the youth system's shocking, but we'll concentrate on that further in the future. I don't want to throw money into that. Let's concentrate on the first team, get the training ground good. We share a big stadium with Walsall. It can carry us quite far. And there it is, everyone. Thanks for watching again. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We're getting closer and closer to that 500 mark, my target, so please help me get there. It's still really high with the amount of people who are watching and how many people are subscribed. It's something still like 80, nearly 90% of people who watch the videos are not subscribed. But there he goes. What more? Lifting the trophy. And there it is. There's another promotion and we're in League One.